Hello everybody, it is a special Labor Day edition of the Three on the Marquee. Today,
we have very special guests.
Yes, and we're so
very
excited. We have Brandon and Cole.
Yes, let them introduce themselves.
Yeah guys, how do you feel?
Hello people, I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here.
What is your name? What is your role here in today's studio?
My name is Brandon, and we're doing a special one-time interview here.
Oh,
Never before seen or heard. So
very exclusive here today.
absolutely. And Cole?
You won't hear any of this anywhere
Yo,
else.
my name's Cole. I work at Keller Williams. I think we're going to be talking about that a little bit. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, so we got a real estate agent and a banker on our show. So we're going to start off with an interview. Then we're going to jump into 2v2 trivia, which we have never had before, so that'll be a delight. So let's get into it.
Should we take turns here?
Huh?
What is that? Is that a money counting machine?
Very appropriate.
All right, boys. Okay.
Wow, only the best here. Three on the Marquee.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to feed off your energy.
Brandon, we're going to start with you.
Brandon the banker.
Brandon the banker.
Double B.
The question on everyone's mind is, I think we know, a robbery. So in the instance of a robbery, what role do you play? Like, do you just give over everything and just submit to what they want?
Yeah, like what are you taught? Is there like training that you
Yeah.
took? If there's a
Yes.
robbery, this is what you do, this is how you handle it?
Yes, so in the event of a robbery, number one rule, always comply.
Okay.
Do not try to fight them. Do not
interesting.
try to scam them in any way. If they give you a note that says put this money in the bag, no die packs, no trackers, you don't put that in there, you give them the money. You gotta comply no matter what, or you could be in serious trouble and lose your job potentially.
Or your life.
Or your life, yes.
With the pandemic happening now, everyone comes in with a mask on. Does that like scare you ever?
Definitely weird. Definitely weird. Never thought I would see that. It is a little strange. People are weird about taking it off when we ID them. It is what it is. We can't really argue
Right.
with them about
Oh,
that.
you do have to ask them to take it off at points?
Yeah, at points. Yeah. If it's a known customer, we'll be like, okay, we're not going to ask for your ID. But you know, if it's someone that comes in that hasn't been in a while, or we don't know them that well, and we ask for their ID, we do ask them to pull it down for a second.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah.
Pat, you have any questions on that one? Okay.
Is that blue ink? Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't really do that anymore. That is real.
That dies.
That is real. It's called a die pack. That is real.
Not
But
anymore.
now they've reverted over to the GPS trackers.
Okay.
So
Less
we have
messy.
what we call bait money that we give in the event of robbery. But if they say don't put it in there, we're not allowed to put it in there.
Wow.
So if they're smart enough for that, then kudos.
Do you just have it like the GPS like laying around and you just like can just toss it in there?
So
Or,
it's in.
or is it automatically like already in the money?
It's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in
Gotcha.
there.
That's cool. That's
Well,
awesome.
not the customer money, but it's
Right.
in the
Right.
pack that we give.
Mm-hmm. Cole.
Yo.
Speaking of tests, do you have to take? I'm sure you have to take a test to be a real estate agent.
Yeah, you do.
How does that work? Can you just give us a little rundown of?
Yeah, so
in
you
depth?
got to take their like pre-education classes, and I think it's around 40 hours of that.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you just take your test. I think you have to take a state test. You have to take the like base standard test,
Right.
and yeah, once you get that done, then you're all set.
Can you? Do you have to be a college graduate? Does it matter?
No, you just have to be 18 years old and have a high school degree.
Okay. For those real estate agent fans out there, there you go.
What made you want to get involved with that? Because that's the scary part of that for me. It's mostly commission based.
Yeah.
So it's based on your performance. So if you slack off or something, you're not going to make as much money. Where on the other side, if you go super hard, you'll be making bank.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's like the number one concern with real estate agents. In fact, I think the number is 75% of first-year agents are out within the first year.
Wow.
So,
Well,
That's good facts.
but yeah, making it commission-based definitely it makes you like a personal driver. Like if you have the drive, if you just get out there and work every day, you're honest with people, you're gonna make good money and you're gonna stay in the business a long time. But if you just sit around and expect business to come to you, it's not gonna happen.
Right. As far as the commission goes, is it different in like different areas, or is it is there like a better area to get commission, or is it all like straight wherever you go? It's going to be the same commission.
So we offer, it's usually the standard 5, 6, 7%
Right.
commission, and then that gets split, and it depends on the brokerage and how long you've been with the company.
Okay.
So I know that certain companies, they'll start you with like a 60-40 split with your broker,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes up or down depending on the total amount of money you make that year. So if you hit a certain percentage, then you go up to, instead of 60-40, you go 70-30.
Got you. So the longevity of your career at that place could also factor in then?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
That's why
cool.
brokerages want you to stay there as long as
That
possible.
sounds like a career. So you
Alright,
guys want to
cool.
name a holiday and see if Brandon's off for it?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
clearly today.
Banker's holiday, so Labor Day?
Yes, we are closed. Labor Day.
Flag Day?
Flag Day.
Flag Day, yes.
Yes, what?
We are closed.
Really?
No way.
Flag
Wow.
Day?
You're talking about the 4th of July?
No, no, bro. That's the 4th of July.
Okay, Flag Day, we're open. We're open.
Alright.
Arbor Day?
Arbor Day, we're open.
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day, we are closed.
Closed?
Yep.
Let's see. Any more?
Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King Day, we are closed.
Good,
Day-
Good
day-
Friday.
Yep.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
No, we're open.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
You open on Saturdays?
We are open Saturdays on half days, basically.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
Cole,
Yeah.
this is a question that I've always wanted to know. When you're selling a house,
Mhm.
do you have to inform whoever wants to buy it or is looking at it that there's been a murder or that people think it's haunted or a suicide
Especially
or
haunted.
something?
This is a really good question because this goes back to my test and I can't remember.
Oh
Just make something up, dude.
People
I
are trusting.
actually, in the state of PA, I think if somebody was murdered there, I think that has to be disclosed.
no!
But in terms of ghosts or hauntings and stuff like that, I've seen it come up.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
I've seen it come up.
How about like if a house just like reeks of cigarette smoke? Do you ever?
Yeah,
Is it harder? It's got to be
I
harder
mean,
to
that
sell.
definitely
Right?
affects the value.
Is there a way to clean it up? Do you guys do anything, or is that mostly just on the owner?
So if if it's my seller, as in I'm the selling agent, we're gonna take care of that as best we can because
Right.
that does
Affect the value.
and it turns people off away from the house. I was with I just bought a house with my cousin the other week, and the
First
one.
sell, by the way. First sell.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
So, but the one house that he went to go look at, which was actually, it was kind of like a bigger house. He ended up not getting it because there was a cat scent. And
Oh
you would
my
think
God.
like that's something that you could get out of the house fairly quickly, but just when people walk into that and they smell cat or whatever, it doesn't feel like home for them.
Is it cool being able to see everybody's accounts? Like, hey, this person
Yes.
poor.
Yeah,
This
it's
person's-
cool.
Are you able to just look up someone?
Yes.
It's like-
Just look up like my name or Tyler's name and just see how much money's in there?
Yep.
Or does it have to be like, they have to be present?
Nope, I can look up anybody
That's
that has
great.
an
I always
account
wondered that.
at Universe.
It's like it's a lot of talk come from someone with $5 in their savings, you piece of shit.
Have you ever seen over $1 million in an account?
Yeah, the highest I've ever seen was 4.5 million.
Or you were like, hey,
And
Stop
that's
looking at my
That
account.
was in one account. They had about 10 accounts
do you ever
With that much
you
in
could
there?
sneak in
with probably close to 15 million total, but the highest.
if my service was exceptional, you can leave a gratuity type thing.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tipped at the bank? Are you
No,
not allowed
not
to
allowed
take
to
it?
accept tips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Has
cash
anyone ever
tips.
offered?
People bring us food, which is nice.
Oh, that's nice.
And some lady brought me a card thanking me, which was very nice.
That is nice.
The cookies are the best part.
Cole. Oh, do you want to go ahead?
I was gonna say, I remember a bank used to have cookies. It was Otis or
Otis
something.
Bunkin' Meyer.
Yeah.
Those were the shit.
So
I
good.
remember like 10 years ago, me and my friend used to go in there
Right.
just for those. I mean, he was a part of the bank, but cookies were the best.
That's so true.
Not to brag, but a few months ago, I had to deposit some cash over 10 grand. And I thought I was going to be like questioned
Seriously.
or something. And like they'd be like, okay, where'd you get this?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
And
And I was just hoarding it. I was just hoarding cash.
Right.
And I was like, I need to put it in a bank, maybe get a little interest on it.
Definitely.
But was that, so you don't have to ask them questions per se if they give,
We try to make it indiscreet, you know.
Right.
So We're not going to be like, hey, where'd you get this from?
Right.
We're going to need to know because we got to call them and verify that you got it.
SWAT team's already behind you.
Yeah.
What if you did have like a little an inkling in your mind that like, oh, this could be like something could be wrong here? Do you have to
This
like
could be the next
do you
time.
say like, oh, I'll be right back, 1 sec, and then you like go talk to somebody, or do you just go with your gut mostly?
Just try to be friendly with them and ask them, like, this is my go-to, like, if someone brings in a large amount of money, I'm like, oh, did you sell a car? You know,
Yeah,
have
right,
you been saving this for a while, or, you know, what's
Is
going
that
on?
now? Is that just you being friendly, or is that you actually following like a
That's
procedure?
both. That's both. That's kind of what we were taught, was not to just ask them directly, because people don't like that. You know, they're going to
Right.
talk back to you, or they're going to say it's none of your freaking business.
Right.
You know, try to just be friendly with them, and if they want to tell you, they'll tell you. Now, if they don't, it's not a big deal. We just said, you know, they didn't want to disclose where it came from.
Cool.
That guy didn't ask me, by the way.
No.
He took it in the bag and counted
That
it.
guy's gone.
Came back and he's like, "You're
Brandon's
good."
better. We don't want that guy on our podcast.
Yeah.
I know.
Top tier banker
seriously,
here.
yeah.
Cole, real quick, do you have any tips for someone that's like they're gonna put their house up for sale? Do you have like anything that you would recommend? Any way to do it? I've seen people put up houses, and they put up pictures that are just so shitty. Like they didn't clean like the room.
Right.
Like I saw one with like the bed
my
was
God.
like destroyed. I'm like, what are you doing? You're trying to sell this house. We can give any
Yeah.
tips as far as?
Yeah, staging.
So-
We call it staging.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're talking about with the pictures, and that's always makes a huge difference, because if you angle the picture the right way, if you have the right stuff in the picture, it's going to make the room look a lot bigger than it is.
I think.
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say about that. I've seen people are starting more innovative with how they show the house. A buddy of mine that sold his house recently. The people he went with had drones, and they did like drone shots.
Up the top and the yard.
and I think they might have even did it like in the house too. Like it was really cool actually.
Yeah, because of COVID, virtual tours are becoming very big, and I guess that's how, I've never seen one done, but that sounds like that's how they would do it. The other tip I could say is, it's called contingencies.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, those are the killer for if you're selling your house and you need to make an offer on another house, or you're selling to buy. If you go to buy that house, it's gonna tell you that is this sale contingent on the sale of your home. As soon as you check that box, it's a red flag for a lot of people.
Okay.
And
that
it's
makes sense.
so yeah, contingencies. The less you have, the better your offer, and it can go as far as like getting certain inspections, to not getting certain inspections or waiving them, and with a realtor, we make sure that we get the important stuff, and we try to take out as much as we can that makes you feel comfortable.
That makes sense. I have one more question for you. I mean, if they would ask anything else after they can. But is there a formula you do? Like, let's say I want to buy a house and I don't know if I can afford it. Is there like a formula that you guys go through to decide what you can afford, what your max limit is?
So with that, we're gonna send you we have an in-house lender. So, and that we work very closely with her. Her name's Teresa Stolzheimer.
Shout out Teresa.
Shout out
Yeah,
Teresa.
That's a big
Huntington
old
Valley
shout.
Bank. But
Teresa in the building.
So she'll do all that work.
she would take care of that for you. It's called getting pre-approved. So they would take your credit score and all that,
Right.
and they would see what you can afford and what you can't afford, and they'll work with you as best they can.
Right. Do you have any more
Awesome.
questions for Cole? I have one more for Brandon, but
About schedules, I know a bank schedule is pretty concrete, open to close type thing. But with real estate, from what I hear, you kind of make your own schedule.
Yeah,
Is that how it goes? And do you like that?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people are out within the first year, and it's because they get that freedom where they don't have to work a certain amount of hours, they don't have to be in the office, so they choose not to.
Right.
I did struggle with that in the beginning because it's tough, you get distracted when you're working from home, and sometimes it's not fun to pick up the phone and start dialing numbers.
Right.
But you got to do it, and once you get into a rhythm, once you start planning out your day, it gets easier, and it is nice to be able to schedule your own breaks.
right, that's awesome.
Now, working at a bank, do you appreciate that kind of schedule? Because that's the schedule that I feel like I would like.
yeah,
Like a
there's like
9 to
I want
5.
banker's hours.
Oh, is that a thing?
I think it's called banker's hours. Or
Oh,
No, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice to have a set schedule.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
we close at 4 Monday through Wednesday.
Mhm.
We're open until 5 on Thursday and 6 on Friday. So Friday is a longer day, usually the busiest day. And then we have 9 to 1 on Saturday. So I mean, I only work every other Saturday, so I usually only
That's
work
nice.
5 times a week. So It's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Now we're going to get into trivia. So after hearing Brandon and Cole, you can decide if you're going to root for them against Dylan and Patrick. And, we'll go from there. So,
You're gonna want to root for the winner.
Taking a break this week. Normally you would expect Tyler and I to be going at it for our final match, but we're going to push it aside till next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
we
Yeah,
have Labor Day
and,
extravaganza. So.
yeah.
Speaking of Labor Day, the first question is going to go to, well, I'll explain the rules for Cole and Brandon because they haven't been here before. So you get a doubler, you have to double at some point, you get a phone a friend, you don't have a phone a friend, but it's very helpful. I read them a question. If they don't get it, you can steal it. Okay, same goes for the other way around. Okay, so they're always going to answer first for their question. Okay, so Patrick and Dylan,
Yeah.
Labor Day. We are on Labor Day, so I'm going to give you a Labor Day question. Which U.S. city was the first ever Labor Day parade held?
Labor Day parade.
Which
City
U.S. city?
The
That
first parade was in.
a city that appreciates labor,
Definitely a working class city.
like Detroit.
That's a good possibility. It's definitely going to be like a...
Is that your answer?
Oh,
We'll say final answer.
yeah.
So you guys think, because if they don't get it, you can steal it.
Also, we don't want to give them too much.
The lads over here are huddling year to year.
Detroit or Philly.
I think...
Maybe that's why he knows it. Why he knows it? Because it's.
Yeah, so don't say too many places.
We'll just go with Detroit.
Sure.
Do you think Detroit has parades?
Well,
Back then, they probably did.
yeah.
Let's say Detroit.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Detroit. Final answer.
Final answer, Detroit.
Come on, big money, big money, big
Come on,
money,
big
big
money.
money.